In the heart of New York City, where skyscrapers cast long shadows and secrets hide in plain sight, one woman lives a double life. By day, Claire Thompson is a quiet manager at Harper Enterprises. Overlooked and underestimated, her plain clothes and glasses hiding a brilliant mind. By night, she's Sparked, a mysterious graffiti artist whose bold murals light up the city, exposing the greed of the powerful. But who is Claire really? A timid outsider, or a fearless rebel with a hidden agenda? As a blind date gone wrong sparks an unexpected connection, the truth behind her identity could unravel an empire, or destroy her. Who is Spark, and what is she hiding? Watch to find out. The glittering skyline of New York City in 2025 pulses with ambition and secrets. A concrete jungle where power is currency and trust is a luxury. At the heart of this urban labyrinth stands the Harper Enterprises Tower, a sleek monolith of glass and steel that houses one of the world's leading artificial intelligence firms. Inside its sterile offices, Claire Thompson, 28, navigates a world that despises her. Adopted at 8 by the Harper family, Claire is an outsider in their eyes. A charity case who doesn't belong among the elite. Her adoptive relatives James Harper, his wife Susan, and their daughter Emily never let her forget it. With her oversized glasses, plain cardigans, and mousy demeanor, Claire plays the part of a low-level manager, her sharp mind hidden beneath a carefully crafted facade. But by night, under the alias Spark, she transforms into a graffiti artist whose vibrant murals splash across Brooklyn's walls, railing against corporate greed and societal injustice. Her art is her rebellion, her secret weapon, and a reflection of her true identity as the CEO of Lumos Tech, a rising cybersecurity startup that threatens the very empire she's poised to inherit. Claire's days are a tightrope walk. At Harper Enterprises, she files reports and endures snide remarks from Emily, a 24-year-old TikTok influencer whose millions of followers lap up her glamorous persona. Emily's latest video, mocking Claire's frumpy style, went viral, racking up thousands of laughing emojis and cruel comments. Susan, ever the calculating matriarch, whispers to James about fixing the inheritance problem, their eyes glinting with disdain whenever Claire passes. James, the adopted son of Margaret Harper, the company's visionary founder, believes the empire is his birthright, despite whispers that his claim is shakier than he knows. Margaret, now 72 and frail, watches from her penthouse office, her sharp mind clouded by illness, or so it seems. Claire knows better than to trust appearances. She's learned to play the game, keeping her head down while secretly funneling resources to Lumos Tech, her own company, which is quietly outpacing Harper Enterprises in innovation. Across the city, in a sleek Manhattan loft, Ethan Carter, 30, prepares for a night he dreads. As the overlooked heir to Carter Enterprises, a logistics giant, Ethan is used to being underestimated. His stepmother, Victoria Langston, and half-brother Dylan treat him as a liability, a relic of his late mother's legacy. Victoria, a cunning socialite with a penchant for control, has arranged a blind date for Ethan, hoping to distract him from his growing influence in the family business. But Ethan has a secret of his own. He's the CEO of Carter Innovations, a venture capital firm that's quietly reshaping the tech landscape. To avoid Victoria's matchmaking, Ethan decides to sabotage the date by pretending to be blind. Donning dark sunglasses and a cane, his charm replaced by calculated aloofness. He's done this before. Scaring off suitors is easy when you're helpless. But tonight, fate has other plans. The meeting is set in a dimly lit Brooklyn alley, a place where Claire, as Spark, is finishing her latest mural, a swirling explosion of blues and reds depicting a corporate titan devouring the city. Ethan, guided by his driver, steps into the alley, his cane tapping rhythmically. The air smells of spray paint and damp concrete, and the faint hum of traffic underscores the night's pulse. Claire, perched on a crate, her face smudged with paint, doesn't notice him at first. Her leather jacket, ripped jeans, and confident strokes contrast sharply with the timid manager Ethan expects. When she turns, catching his silhouette, she assumes he's a lost tourist. "You shouldn't be here," she says, her voice sharp but curious. Ethan, playing his role, fumbles with his cane, muttering about a mix-up. But as Claire steps closer, her hazel eyes catching the streetlight, Ethan's breath catches. Even through his tinted lenses, he sees her fire, the defiance in her stance, the paint-stained fingers, the unapologetic energy. He's supposed to push her away, but something about her pulls him in. Their conversation is brief but electric. Claire, wary but intrigued, teases him about wandering into her territory. Ethan, improvising, claims he's an art enthusiast who got lost. He asks about her mural, and Claire, as Spark, explains its message, a warning against corporations that exploit trust. Her words hit Ethan harder than he expects. He's seen the same greed in his own family. For a moment, he forgets his act, his voice softening as he praises her work. Claire, sensing something genuine beneath his odd demeanor, hesitates but agrees to meet him again, thinking he's just a quirky stranger. As she slips away, leaving sparks scrawled on the mural, Ethan removes his glasses, his eyes sharp and focused. In a quiet monologue to himself, he admits he's not blind and that Claire is unlike anyone he's ever met. Back at Harper Enterprises, Claire faces a new challenge. Emily, scrolling through her phone, smirks as she plans her next video, this time targeting Claire's pathetic job performance. Susan and James, meanwhile, meet in secret, discussing Margaret's worsening condition and a plan to alter her will. Claire overhears a fragment of their conversation, catching the words inheritance and problem. Her instincts sharpen. She's been tracking irregularities in the company's data systems, suspecting a larger scheme. At Lumos Tech, her team Sofia Alvarez, a fiery Latina software developer, Marcus Reed, a sharp-witted African-American lawyer, and Kevin Jung, a brilliant Asian-American cybersecurity expert, warns her about a potential data breach at Harper Enterprises. Claire senses a connection to James but keeps her suspicions quiet, knowing she needs hard evidence. Ethan, back at his loft, replays the encounter in his mind. Claire's mural lingers in his thoughts, its bold strokes mirroring her strength. He digs into her background, using his resources at Carter Innovations, but finds only her unassuming Harper Enterprises profile. Intrigued, he decides to pursue her not just for the date but for answers. Victoria, however, is already plotting her next move, pressuring Ethan to step back from the family business. She mentions Leila Monroe, Ethan's ex-girlfriend and a social media star, who's been asking about him. Ethan's jaw tightens. Leila's obsession is a complication he doesn't need. Claire, meanwhile, slips back into her spark persona, heading to an underground art event in Williamsburg. The crowd buzzes with artists and activists, their energy fueling her resolve. She paints live, her mural drawing gasps for its raw critique of tech monopolies. A stranger in the crowd, watching closely, snaps a photo of her work, sending it to an unknown contact. Claire doesn't notice, but the encounter with Ethan has left her unsettled. She wonders about the blind man who seemed to see more than he let on. As she leaves the event, her phone buzzes with a message from Margaret, cryptic but urgent: trust no one. The truth is closer than you think. The block closes with Claire standing on a rooftop, the city sprawling below. She pulls out a spray can, adding a final touch to a mural. A single word: truth. Ethan, miles away, stares at a photo of her mural on his phone, his expression torn between fascination and calculation. He murmurs to himself, "Who are you, Spark?" The camera pans to the city skyline, its lights flickering like secrets waiting to be uncovered. The morning sun glints off the glass facade of Harper Enterprises, but inside, the air is thick with tension. Claire Thompson sits at her desk in the open-plan office, her oversized glasses slipping down her nose as she types furiously, cross-referencing data logs from the company's servers. Her screen displays a troubling anomaly in authorized access to client data, flagged by an algorithm she designed at Lumos Tech. The breach is subtle, buried in layers of code, but Claire's instincts scream sabotage. She knows better than to confront her adoptive family directly. James Harper, Suzanne, and their daughter Emily have made it clear she's unwelcome. Their whispers of charity, case cutting deeper than any blade. But Claire is no victim. As Spock the graffiti artist, she's already planning her next mural, a coded message, exposing corporate greed. One that might point to the very company she's trapped within. In a corner office, James Harper, a man in his late 40s with slicked back hair and a tailored suit, leans over a mahogany desk, his voice low and venomous. "She's a problem, Susan," he says, glancing at his wife, whose manicured nails tap impatiently on her phone. Susan, sharp-eyed and impeccably dressed, smirks. "Claire, she's nobody. A mouse in glasses. Margaret's too sick to see it. But we'll fix that." James nods, his fingers tracing a document labeled Last Will and Testament. "The old woman's hanging on too long. We need to expedite things. Get the lawyer to tweak the will before she signs anything." Susan's lips curl, and Emily's video is doing wonders. 500,000 views already. Calling Claire a pathetic wannabe was genius. They laugh, oblivious to Claire, who lingers outside the door, her heart pounding as she catches fragments of their plot. She slips away, her mind racing. If James is tampering with Margaret's will, the data breach might be his doing too. Across town, in the sleek headquarters of Carter Enterprises, Ethan Carter faces his own battle. His stepmother, Victoria Langston, a statuesque woman with a penchant for fur coats, sits across from him in a boardroom, her smile as cold as the glass table between them. Dylan, Ethan's half-brother, slouches beside her, scrolling through his phone with a smug grin. "Ethan, darling," Victoria purrs. "You've been so distant, we're worried. This blind date was supposed to help you, you know." "Move on." Ethan, still playing his part, adjusts his dark sunglasses and grips his cane. "I appreciate the concern, Victoria, but I'm fine, just focusing on work." Dylan snorts, not looking up. "Work? You're a glorified assistant, Ethan. Stick to fetching coffee." Ethan's jaw tightens, but he keeps his voice steady. "Maybe I like coffee." Victoria's eyes narrow. "Don't play coy. We're family, Ethan. We want what's best for Carter Enterprises and..." For you. Ethan knows better. Victoria's best means sidelining him, ensuring Dylan inherits everything. He excuses himself, his mind drifting to Claire, the fiery artist he met last night. Claire, meanwhile, heads to a nondescript warehouse in Dumbo, the headquarters of Lumos Tech. The space hums with energy computers and her team, a diverse trio, is already at work. Sofia Alvarez, a Latina software developer with a quick wit, greets her with a grin. Yo Claire, your mural last night. Fire. Twitter's losing it over Spark again. Marcus Reed, an African-American lawyer with a knack for strategy, looks up from his laptop. Yeah, but you're playing with fire. If Harper Enterprises connects you to Spark, you're toast. Kevin Jung, an Asian-American cybersecurity expert, nods, his fingers flying across a keyboard, in this data breach. It's no accident. Someone's selling client info big money. Claire pushes her glasses up, her voice firm. I know. I found a backdoor in the Harper servers. It's got James' fingerprints all over it. Sophia leans forward. You think he's dumb enough to leave a trail? Claire smirks. He's arrogant enough. We need proof before he pins this on. Someone else like me? The team agrees to dig deeper, but Claire's thoughts are interrupted by a text from Ethan. Coffee tomorrow. I owe you for not ditching the blind guy. She smiles, a rare warmth spreading through her the next day. Claire and Ethan meet at a bustling Manhattan cafe, its windows fogged with steam. Ethan, still in his sunglasses and cane act, navigates the crowded space with practiced ease, though Claire notices his movements are too precise for a blind man. She's in her manager disguise plain sweater, no makeup but her paint-stained backpack betrays a hint of spark. Ethan grins as he sits, his voice teasing. So, you're an art critic magnet, huh? That mural was something else. Claire raises an eyebrow, stirring her latte. You saw it. Thought you were, visually challenged. Ethan chuckles, leaning closer. Let's just say I'm good at noticing things, like how you don't belong in that stuffy office. Claire's guard goes up, but his sincerity disarms her. And you don't strike me as the helpless type, she retorts. What's with the cane, Ethan? He hesitates, then shrugs. Long story. Maybe I'll tell you if you show me your next mural. Their banter flows, each probing the other's secrets, unaware of how much they share a hunger for justice. A life of masks. Back at Harper Enterprises, Emily corners Claire in the break room, her phone in hand, filming. Oh look, it's the office, nobody. She sneers, her voice dripping with mockery. Tell my followers, Claire, how's it feel to be invisible? Claire clenches her fists, but her voice is calm. Keep filming, Emily. It's the only way you get attention. Emily's face twists, but before she can respond, Claire walks away, her mind on Margaret. She visits the matriarch's penthouse office, where Margaret, frail but sharp, grips her hand. Claire, you're stronger than they know, she whispers. But be careful. James is desperate. Claire nods, noticing a file on Margaret's desk labeled Data Security. Her pulse quickens. Margaret knows something. What's this? Claire asks. Margaret's eyes glint. A test. Find the truth, and you'll find your place. Claire leaves, determined to unravel the breach. Ethan, meanwhile, faces Lila Monroe at a rooftop bar, her influencer charm in full force. Ethan, you can't ignore me, Lila purrs, tossing her hair. We were good together, and there's something you should know. She hints at a secret about their children, her eyes calculating. Ethan, unfazed, leans on his cane. Lila, you're selling a story nobody's buying, move on. But Lila's smile is predatory. You'll see, Ethan, I'm not done. As he leaves, Ethan calls his ally at Carter Innovations, instructing them to dig into Lila's claims. He knows she's lying, but her persistence is a threat, one that could derail his plans and his growing feelings for Claire. The block closes with Claire in her Brooklyn hideout, spray cans scattered around her. She paints a new mural, a labyrinth of circuits and chains, symbolizing the data breach and her entrapment. Her phone buzzes a message from Sophia. Found a lead. Harper's selling data to a rival. Be careful. Claire's eyes narrow. She adds a final touch to the mural, a single eye, watching. Across the city, Ethan stares at a photo of Claire's mural on his phone, his voice low. You're playing a dangerous game, Spark, and I'm in. The camera zooms out, the city's lights pulsing like a heartbeat, secrets waiting to unravel. The neon glow of Brooklyn's streets casts jagged shadows, as Claire Thompson, under the cover of night, transforms into Spark. Her paint-splattered hoodie and ripped jeans replace the drab office attire, her oversized glasses tucked away in her backpack. In a deserted alley, she sprays a mural onto a brick wall, a chaotic swirl of chains breaking under a rising sun, symbolizing freedom from corporate control. The air hums with the hiss of spray cans, and Claire's movements are precise, her hazel eyes fierce with purpose. Her latest work, posted anonymously on social media, has sparked a frenzy online, with #WhoIsSpark trending on Twitter. But the attention is a double-edged sword. At Harper Enterprises, the data breach Claire uncovered is growing more dangerous, and her adoptive family, James, Susan, and Emily, are tightening their grip, unaware of the storm she's brewing. Inside, the Harper Enterprises tower, The morning bustle masks a simmering war. Claire sits at her desk, her screen displaying encrypted logs from the company's servers. She's close to pinpointing the source of the data leak, but every step forward feels like a step closer to exposure. Emily Harper, her adoptive sister, struts into the office, her phone glued to her hand, filming yet another TikTok. Morning losers, she chirps, panning the camera toward Claire. Check out the office, nobody, still pretending she matters. Claire looks up, her voice icy. Keep filming, Emily, it's the only thing you're good at. Emily's smile falters, but she recovers, tossing her hair. Jealous much? My followers love me. You're just sad. Claire smirks, leaning back. Sad's a choice, Emily. Try thinking for yourself sometime. The exchange draws snickers from nearby coworkers, and Emily storms off, her face flushed. Claire's calm exterior hides her racing thoughts. Somali's public attacks are a distraction, but James and Susan's whispers about Margaret's will are the real threat. Across town, Ethan Carter paces his Manhattan loft, his dark sunglasses discarded. The memory of Claire's mural lingers, its bold defiance echoing his own fight against his stepmother, Victoria, and half-brother, Dylan. He's dug into Claire's background, but her Harper Enterprises profile reveals nothing about Spark. Intrigued, he texts her. Art event tonight in Williamsburg, you in? Claire, back at her desk, hesitates before replying. Only if you ditch the cane. Ethan chuckles, sensing she's onto his act. He's drawn to her sharpness, her refusal to play the victim, but Victoria's latest move aboard meeting to push him out of Carter Enterprises looms large. He needs allies, and Claire, with her hidden fire, might be more than a passing fascination. That evening, Claire slips into Williamsburg's underground art scene, a warehouse pulsing with music and neon lights. Artists, activists, and hipsters crowd the space, their chatter drowned by a live DJ. Claire, as Spark, wears a black cap pulled low, her paint-stained fingers gripping a spray can. She's invited to paint live, her mural projected on a massive screen. As she works, her strokes bold and fluid, the crowd cheers, unaware they're watching the future heir of Harper Enterprises. Ethan arrives, no cane or sunglasses, his sharp eyes scanning the room. He spots Claire, her focus intense, and feels a jolt of admiration. Approaching her after her performance, he grins. Nice work, Spark. Didn't know you had this in you. Claire, startled, pulls her cap lower. You're not supposed to be here, Ethan. And what's with the perfect vision, all of a sudden? Ethan leans closer, his voice low. Let's just say I see what I want to see. And right now, I see you. Claire's pulse quickens, but she deflects. Flirt later. I've got work to do. Their banter crackles, each testing the other's boundaries. Their chemistry undeniable. Back at Lumo's Tech's warehouse, Claire meets with her team Sophia Alvarez, Marcus Reed, and Kevin Jung. Sophia, scrolling through her tablet, looks up excitedly. Your mural's viral, Claire. Hashtag Who is Spark is blowing up. But Harper Enterprises is trending too. People are asking about their data practices. Marcus, pacing, frowns. This is risky. If James connects you to Spark, he'll bury you. Kevin, analyzing code, adds. The breach is worse than we thought. Someone's funneling client data to a rival millions in payouts. Claire's jaw tightens. It's James. I found a hidden server linked to his account. We need to trace it without tripping alarms. Sophia grins. You're crazy, but I'm in. Let's burn him. Claire nods, her mind racing. She's playing a dangerous game, but her murals as Spark are her way of fighting back, exposing truths she can't yet say aloud. At Harper Enterprises, James and Susan meet in a dimly lit conference room, their voices hushed. Margaret, getting worse, Susan says, her eyes cold. The doctor says weeks, maybe days. We need that, we'll signed now. James rubs his temples. She's stubborn, keeps talking about Claire, like she's some prodigy. Susan scoffs. Claire, she's a nobody. Emily's already turning her into a joke online. James smirks, but his voice hardens. We can't take chances. The data deal's almost done. Big money, Susan. If Claire's sniffing around, we pin the breach on her. Susan nods, her smile predatory. Let's make her the fall guy. Nobody'll believe the mouse over us. Outside, Claire, lingering by the door, catches enough to confirm her suspicions. She slips away, her heart pounding, determined to beat them at their own game. Ethan, meanwhile, attends a tense Carter Enterprises board meeting. Victoria, presiding, pushes for Dylan's promotion to coup, her voice saccharine. Ethan, you've been distracted. We need strong leadership. Dylan, smirking, chimes in. Yeah, bro. Maybe stick to your blind act. Ethan.com, but steely replies. I'm here, Victoria, and I'm watching closer than you think. The board shifts uncomfortably, sensing his resolve. After the meeting, Ethan calls his ally at Carter Innovations, a gruff veteran named Tom. Dig into Victoria's finances, Ethan says. She's hiding something. And check on Leela Monroe, she's up to no good. Tom grunts. That ex of yours. Trouble. I'm on it. Ethan's thoughts drift to Claire. her mural's message burning in his mind. Claire and Ethan meet again at a quiet diner, their connection deepening. Ethan, now open about his blind ruse, admits, "I used the act to dodge Victoria's plans, didn't expect to meet someone like you." Claire, sipping her coffee, raises an eyebrow. "Someone like me? What's that mean?" Ethan, he grins, leaning forward. "Someone who's more than they seem. That mural lets you, isn't it, Spark?" Claire freezes, then laughs softly. "You're guessing, not seeing. Keep up." Carter. Their laughter fills the space, but Claire's guard stays up. She shares a hint of her suspicions about the data breach, testing Ethan's loyalty. He listens, his eyes sharp. "Sounds like you're in deep. Need a partner?" Claire hesitates, then nods. "Maybe, but don't slow me down." Their pact, unspoken but real, marks a turning point. The block closes with Claire at her Brooklyn hideout, spray painting a new mural, a shattered lock, symbolizing broken trust. Her phone buzzes with a message from Margaret. "The truth is in the data. Find it." Claire's eyes narrow, her resolve hardening. Across the city, Ethan stares at a news report about Spark, his voice low. "Your trouble, Claire, and I'm all in." The camera pans to Claire's mural, a crowd gathering, their phones flashing as hashtag Who is Spark trends higher. A shadowy figure watches from the sidelines, their face hidden, a threat looming. The hum of servers fills the air at Lumos Tech's warehouse in Dumbo, where Claire Thompson, still reeling from her diner conversation with Ethan Carter, dives deeper into the Harper Enterprises data breach. Her screen glows with lines of code, each revealing a thread of betrayal woven into the company's core. The unauthorized access she uncovered points to a hidden server linked to James Harper, her adoptive uncle, who's selling client data to a rival for millions. Claire's fingers hover over the keyboard, her oversized glasses reflecting the screen's light. As Spark, her graffiti murals have sparked a citywide debate, with hashtag Who is Spark trending higher, but the attention is a ticking bomb. If James connects her to Spark, her carefully guarded secret as CEO of Lumos Tech could unravel, costing her everything. In the Harper Enterprises tower, James and Susan huddle in a corner office, their voices low but sharp. "The deal's almost done," James says, his eyes darting to the door. 10 million from Nexus Corp for the data. "They'll bury our competitors." Susan, flipping through a stack of papers, smirks, and Claire, she's poking around. "Emily's got her distracted, but we need to shut her down." James leans back, his fingers steepled. "Pin the breach on her. Plant evidence in her system. The board will eat it up. Nobody trusts the adopted kid." Susan's laugh is cold. "Emily's already on it. Her next TikTok will make Claire a laughing stock." Outside, Claire, lingering in the hallway, catches the tail end of their words. Her heart races, but she keeps her face neutral, slipping back to her desk. She texts her team. Sophia Alvarez, Marcus Reed, and Kevin Zhang found James' server. "Need a deep dive now at Lumos Tech." The warehouse buzzes with urgency. Sophia, her dark hair pulled into a messy bun, slams her laptop shut. "Claire, this is nuts. The server's encrypted, but it's got James' digital signature all over it. He's sloppy." Marcus, pacing, adjusts his tie. "Sloppy or not, we need hard proof. If they frame you, it's game over." Kevin, hunched over his monitors, looks up, his voice tense. "I cracked the first layer. It's a goldmine: client names, financials, all funneled to Nexus. But there's a trap. If we access it fully, they'll know." Claire's jaw tightens, her voice steady. "Then we outsmart them. Set up a mirror server to trace their moves without tripping alarms." Sophia grins, cracking her knuckles. "That's my girl. Let's burn this bastard." Claire nods, but her thoughts drift to Margaret's cryptic message about the will. She needs to see the matriarch, but time is running out. Across the city, Ethan Carter navigates the gilded halls of Harper Enterprises, his sunglasses back on, cane tapping for show. Victoria Langston corners him in the lobby, her fur coat gleaming under the chandeliers. "Ethan, you're late for the board vote," she says, her voice dripping with false concern. "We're restructuring. Dylan's taking lead on logistics." Ethan tilts his head, feigning confusion. "Restructuring? Sounds like you're writing me off, Victoria." She laughs, patting his arm. "Nonsense, darling. You're just better suited for smaller roles." Dylan, lounging nearby, smirks. "Yeah, stick to your cane. Bro, leave the big stuff to me." Ethan's smile is razor sharp. "Careful, Dylan. I see more than you think." Victoria's eyes narrow, but Ethan walks away, his mind on Lila Monroe's latest move. His ex, an influencer with a vendetta, has been texting him cryptic messages about their children, a lie he's determined to unravel. Claire, back at Harper Enterprises, faces a new attack. Emily storms into the break room, her phone filming. As usual, "Oh look, it's the office ghost," she sneers, her followers' comments flooding the screen. Claire, sipping coffee, doesn't flinch. "Emily, you're embarrassing yourself. Try something original." Emily's face twists, her voice venomous. "Original? Like you, stealing my family's legacy. Everyone knows you're nothing." Claire sets her cup down, her eyes cold. "Keep talking, Emily. You're making my case for me." The room goes quiet, coworkers glancing over, but Emily storms out, muttering about her next video. Claire's calm masks her fury. She knows Emily's working with James to frame her. She heads to Margaret's penthouse office, where the matriarch, frail but sharp, awaits. Margaret, seated in a velvet chair, grips Claire's hand, her voice a whisper. "You're close, aren't you?" "The truth about James." Claire nods, her voice soft but firm. "He's selling data, Margaret. I'm tracing it, but they're trying to pin it on me." Margaret's eyes glint, a spark of defiance. "I knew you were my true heir. The will, it's safe, but James is desperate. Look in my private files legacy protocol, you'll find what you need." Claire's pulse quickens. "You're not dying, are you?" Margaret smiles faintly. "Not yet, child, but play their game. Let them think they're winning." Claire leaves, the weight of Margaret's trust anchoring her resolve. That night, Claire meets Ethan at a Williamsburg art gallery, a cover for her next Spark mural. Ethan, no longer pretending to be blind, wears a leather jacket, his eyes scanning her paint-stained hands. "So, this is your world," he says, gesturing to the vibrant crowd. Claire, in her Spark cap, smirks. "And you're crashing it. Why are you here, Ethan?" He steps closer, his voice low. "Because you're trouble, and I like trouble. That mural last night tits about Harper, isn't it?" Claire's breath catches, but she deflects. "You ask too many questions. Stick to your own secrets." Ethan grins, undeterred. "Fair, but I'm good at keeping them. Try me." Their chemistry crackles, but Claire pulls back, wary of trusting too soon. She paints a mural, leave a broken chain, its links morphing into wings, drawing gasps from the crowd. Ethan watches, mesmerized, but a stranger in the shadows snaps photos, their intent unclear. Then meanwhile, Ethan meets Lila at a rooftop bar, her influencer charm in full force. "Ethan, you can't keep dodging me," she purrs, tossing her hair. "We have a history, and those kids, they're yours." Ethan leans on his cane, his voice cold. "Lila, you're lying. I've got people checking your story. Back off." Lila's smile doesn't waver. "You'll regret this, Ethan. I'm not alone." Ethan's eyes narrow, sensing Nathan Brooks' involvement. He texts Tom, his ally at Carter Innovations. "Trace Lila's calls. She's working with someone." Tom replies, "On it, watch your back." Ethan's thoughts return to Claire, her mural's message echoing his own fight at Lumos Tech. Claire and her team dig into the hidden server. Kevin, his eyes bloodshot from hours of coding, looks up. "Got it. James is routing payments through a shell company, but there's a trap. Access it, and it flags you as the hacker." Sophia curses. "He's setting you up, Claire." Marcus nods, his voice grim. "We need a decoy. Mirror the server, like you said, but route it through a dummy IP." Claire's eyes light up. "Do it. If James wants a fall guy, I'll give him one himself." The team works through the night, their banter a mix of tension and camaraderie. Sophia teases, "You're gonna paint James into a corner? Huh? Spark." Claire grins. "Watch me." The block closes with Claire in her Brooklyn hideout, spraying a new mural, a maze of wires, an eye at its center, watching. Her phone buzzes with a message from Ethan. "Saw your mural. You're playing with fire. Need backup." Claire smiles, typing back. "Keep up, Carter." Across town, Ethan stares at a photo of her mural, his voice low. "You're not alone, Spark." The camera pans to the stranger from the gallery, their phone pinging with a message. "She's Spark. Move now." The city's pulse quickens, danger closing in. The Brooklyn night pulses with energy, the air thick with the scent of spray paint and rebellion. Claire Thompson, as Spark, stands before a half-finished mural, a jagged web of chains and eyes, each stroke a silent accusation against Harper Enterprises' corruption. Her latest work, a bold critique of data exploitation, has ignited a firestorm online, with hashtag #WhoIsSpark trending globally. But the spotlight is dangerous. At Harper Enterprises, James and Susan Harper are closing in, their plan to frame Claire for the data breach gaining traction. Emily's TikTok videos, now viciously targeting Claire, have millions of views, painting her as a bumbling outsider. Claire's heart races as she sprays the final tucha, single word, truth, knowing each mural brings her closer to exposure. At Lumos Tech, her team is racing against time to trace James' hidden server, but the trap Kevin warned about looms large dot in a quiet Manhattan park. Claire meets Ethan Carter, the city's skyline a glittering backdrop. Ethan, no longer hiding behind sunglasses or cane, looks at her with unguarded intensity. The weight of his secret presses on him, and he knows it's time to come clean. "Claire, I owe you the truth," he says, his voice low, almost hesitant. Claire, her paint-stained hoodie betraying her Spark persona, raises an eyebrow. "Truth, that's rich, coming from the guy who played blind to ditch me." Ethan winces, running a hand through his hair. "Fair shot. I faked it to throw off Victoriam, my stepmother. She's been trying to control me for years. But meeting you? That wasn't part of the plan." Claire crosses her arms, her eyes narrowing. "So, what's the real Ethan Carter like? Because I'm not big on liars." He steps closer, his voice earnest. I'm the guy who runs Carter Innovations, not some assistant. And I'm the guy who can't stop thinking about your murals. Claire's breath catches, her walls crumbling slightly. You're trouble, Ethan, but maybe I need that. Their eyes lock, a silent pact forming, but Claire's phone buzzes. Breaking the moment, a message from Sophia. Server trace is live. Be ready. At Harper Enterprises, James and Susan meet in their corner office, their voices sharp with urgency. The board's getting antsy, James says, pacing, his tie loosened. That Spock nonsense is stirring up questions about our data security. Susan, scrolling through Emily's latest TikTok, smirks. Relax, darling. Emily's got Claire cornered. Her new video, The Office Loser Strikes Again, is at 2 million views. The board won't trust her with a coffee order, let alone the company. James stops, his eyes cold. Good. The breach files are planted in her system. One click, and she's done. Susan leans forward, her voice a hiss. And Margaret, she's fading fast. We push the new will this week. James nods, but a flicker of unease crosses his face. Claire's smarter than she looks. We need to move fast. Unbeknownst to them, Claire, hidden in a nearby cubicle, overhears her fists clenched. She slips away, texting Marcus. There, framing me. Check my system for planted files. At Lumos Tech, the warehouse is a hive of activity. Sophia, her fingers flying across a keyboard, looks up, her voice tense. Claire, they buried fake logs in your Harper account. Looks like you accessed the breach server. Marcus, reviewing legal documents, shakes his head. This is bad. If they leak this, you're the scapegoat. Kevin, his monitors glowing with code, chimes in. I've got the mirror server running. It's tracing James' transactions, but we're on borrowed time. Claire, her glasses fogging with frustration, slams her hand on the table. Then we push harder. Route the trace through a VPN. If James wants to play dirty, I'll play dirtier. Sophia grins, her eyes sparkling. That's my spark. Let's burn this house down. Marcus raises an eyebrow. Just don't get caught. Claire, you're not just fighting James, you're fighting the whole Harper machine. Claire nods, her resolve stealing. She knows Margaret's legacy protocol file holds the key, but accessing it means risking everything. Ethan, meanwhile, faces a new threat. Lila Monroe, his ex, corners him at a sleek Manhattan bar, her influencer charm dialed to 11. Ethan, we need to talk, she says, her voice syrupy, her phone subtly recording. Those kids, they're yours. You can't run from that. Ethan, his patience thin, leans forward, his voice cutting. Lila, I know you're lying. I've got people digging into your story, and it's falling apart. Lila's smile wavers, but she recovers, batting her lashes. You're so cold. Ethan, Nathan warned me you'd be like this. Ethan's eyes narrow. Nathan, what's he got to do with this? Lila smirks, tossing her hair. He's a friend. Unlike you, he cares. Ethan stands, his voice low. Tell Nathan to watch his back. I don't play games with traitors. He leaves, texting Tom, his ally at Carter Innovations. Lila's working with Nathan. Get me everything on him, Tom replies. Already. On it, he's been meeting with Victoria too. Bad news. Claire visits Margaret at her penthouse, the city sprawling below. Margaret, her frail hands gripping a tablet, looks up, her eyes sharp despite her illness. You found the breach, didn't you? She asks, her voice a whisper. Claire nods, sitting beside her. James is selling data to Nexus Corp. I'm close to proving it, but they're framing me. Margaret's lips curve into a faint smile. Good. You're my heir for a reason, Claire. The legacy protocol file's in my private server, password Veritas. It'll change everything. Claire's heart races. You're not dying, are you? This is a test. Margaret chuckles softly. A test you're passing, but James is desperate. Watch your back. Claire squeezes her hand. I will, for both of us. She leaves, determined to access the file, but a chill runs through her. Sumon's watching. That night, Claire, as Spark, paints a new mural in a Bronx Aaliyah shattered vault, data spilling like blood. The crowd around her grows, phones flashing, but a figure in the shadows. Nathan Brooks watches intently. He texts Lila. She's Spark. Tell Victoria at Carter Enterprises. Ethan meets Tom in a dimly lit office. Nathan's betraying me, Ethan says, his voice tight. He's feeding Lila lies about kids to discredit me. Tom, his face grim, hands over a file. Worse, he's been funneling Carter funds to Victoria's accounts. He's playing both sides. Ethan's fists clench, then we take him down, hard. Tom nods. Give me 2 days. You focus on that artist, girl, she's got you distracted. Ethan smirks. She's worth it. Claire and Ethan meet at a rooftop cafe, the tension between them electric. Ethan, his eyes searching hers, says, I'm all in. Claire, whatever you're fighting, I'm with you. Claire, her guard softening, replies, you don't know what you're signing up for. Ethan, this is war. He grins, leaning closer. Good, I'm a fighter, and I know your Spark. Claire freezes, then laughs softly. You're too smart for your own good, but if you're in, don't flake. Their hands brush, a spark igniting. The block closes with Claire back at her hideout, accessing Margaret's server. The legacy protocol file opens, revealing a bombshell. James is adopted, with no legal claim to Harper Enterprises. Claire's eyes widen, her voice a whisper. Game on. Across town, Nathan watches a live feed of her mural, his phone pinging with a message from Victoria, take her down. The city's lights flicker, danger closing in. The streets of New York buzz with restless energy as Claire Thompson, under the cloak of night, paints a spark in a deserted Bronx alley. Her mural a jagged heart, pierced by wires, bleeding data screams rebellion against Harper Enterprises. Corruption. The hashtag Who is Spark is now a global phenomenon, with her art fueling protests against corporate greed. But the spotlight is a noose tightening around her. Claire's discovery of the legacy protocol file has appended everything. James Harper, her adoptive uncle, is not Margaret's biological son, and his claim to Harper Enterprises is a lie. At Lumos Tech, Claire's team races to trace James' hidden server, but the trap to frame her for the data breach is closing in. Emily's TikTok campaign, branding Claire as a traitor, has millions of followers baying for her downfall. Claire's heart pounds as she adds a final stroke to her mural, a single word: justice. Inside Harper Enterprises, the air crackles with tension. James and Susan huddle in their office, their faces drawn. The board meeting's tomorrow, James says, his voice tight, fingers drumming on a forged will. Once Margaret signs this, Claire's out, and the company's ours. Susan, her eyes glinting, adjusts her pearl necklace. And the breach. Emily's planted the files in Claire's system. One click, and she's done. James smirks, but his voice wavers. She's too quiet. It's not like her. Susan laughs, sharp and cold. Quiet. She's a mouse. James. Emily's got her running scared. Outside, Claire overhears, her breath catching. She texts Sophia. They're moving tomorrow. We need the server trace now. Sophia replies, working on it. Stay sharp. Spark. At Lumos Tech's warehouse, the team is a whirlwind of activity. Sophia Alvarez, her eyes bloodshot from coding, slams her laptop. Gotta hit Claire. The server's routing payments to Nexus Corp through a shell company. James' name's all over it. Marcus Reed, pacing, adjusts his glasses. This is dynamite, but it's not enough. We need to link it to him publicly, or they'll bury you. Kevin Zhang, his monitors flashing with data, looks up, his voice urgent. The traps live. If you access the server now, it flags you as the hacker. Claire, her glasses fogging with determination, leans forward. Then we flip it. Use their trap to expose them. Can you redirect the flag to James' IP? Kevin grins, cracking his knuckles. That's my girl. It's risky, but doable. Sophia chimes in, her voice teasing. You're gonna paint their downfall? Spark. Claire's lips curve. Watch me. This mural's for them. Across town, Ethan Carter navigates a dangerous game at Carter Enterprises. Victoria Langston and Dylan corner him in a boardroom, their smiles predatory. Ethan, you're out of your depth. Victoria purrs, her fur coat gleaming. Step aside, and we'll make it easy. Dylan, smirking, leans forward. Yeah, bro, you're not cut out for this. Stick to your fake, blind act. Ethan, his eyes cold, sets his cane aside. You're right, Dylan, I'm done pretending. But I know what you did to my mother and brother. Victoria's face hardens. Careful, Ethan. Accusations like that need proof. Ethan leans closer, his voice low. I'm working on it. And when I'm done, you're finished. He storms out, his phone buzzing with a message from Tom. Nathan's dirty. He set up an accident for you. Watch your back. That evening, Claire and Ethan meet at a dimly lit Brooklyn diner. Their connection electric. Ethan, his guard down, grips her hand. Claire, I'm done hiding. I faked the blindness to dodge Victoria, but I'm in this with you. Claire, her paint-stained fingers brushing his, searches his eyes. You're serious? Because I'm fighting a war? Ethan, James is framing me, and I'm one step from losing everything. Ethan's jaw tightens, his voice fierce. Then we fight together. I've got my own war, Victoria, and Dylan killed my family. I've got proof coming. Claire's eyes soften, but her voice is firm. You're trouble, Carter, but I need you. Their hands linger. A pact, sealed. Ethan grins. Good, because I know you're Spark, and I'm all in. Claire laughs, a rare lightness in her voice. You're too damn smart. Don't make me regret this. At Harper Enterprises, Emily escalates her attack. She corners Claire in the hallway, her phone filming, her voice dripping with venom. Ready? To crash and burn. Claire, my next video's dropping tonight. The traitor in our midst. You're done? Claire, her glasses glinting, steps closer, her voice low. You're playing with fire. Emily, keep pushing, and you'll burn. First. Emily falters, her smirk fading. You're nothing. Claire, nobody believes you. Claire's smile is razor sharp. We'll see who's nothing tomorrow. Emily storms off, but her confidence masks fear. She knows Claire's not breaking. Visits Margaret's penthouse, the city sprawling below. Margaret, her frail frame wrapped in a shawl, grips a tablet, her eyes sharp. You found the legacy protocol, didn't you? she asks, her voice steady. Claire nods, her voice urgent. James is adopted. He has no claim. But they're forging your will. Margaret's lips curve, a spark of defiance. Good. I've transferred 51% of Harper Enterprises to you. Claire, it's done. But they can't. No, not. Yet Claire's eyes widen. You're giving me the company? Why? Margaret's voice softens. Because you're my legacy. Fight for it. Claire squeezes her hand, her resolve hardening. I will for you. Meanwhile, Ethan faces a trap. Driving through Manhattan, his car is sideswiped in a staged accident orchestrated by Nathan and Lila. He escapes, shaken but unharmed, and fakes amnesia to draw them out. Meeting Leela at a bar, he plays along, his voice weak. Leela, what happened? I don't remember. Leela, her eyes gleaming, leans closer. Oh, Ethan, you poor thing. Stick with me, and I'll help you. Ethan's eyes flicker with calculation. Help me, like you helped with the kids that aren't mine. Leela's smile freezes, but she recovers. You'll see, Ethan, we're family. Ethan texts Tom. Accident confirmed. Nathan's in deep. Get me the evidence. Tom replies. Got a lead on the car. 2 days. Lumos Tech. Claire's team finalizes the server trace. Sophia, her voice triumphant, shouts, we did it. The flag's rerouted to James' IP. He's exposed. Marcus, reviewing the data, nods. This'll bury him, but you need to present it to the board tomorrow. Kevin, his eyes narrowed, adds, careful, Claire. They're watching your every move. Claire, her glasses off, her eyes fierce, replies, let them watch. Spark is ready. The team cheers. Their camaraderie, a lifeline. Sophia teases, gonna paint a mural for the board? Spark. Claire grins. Maybe, but first I'm taking James down. The block closes with Claire in her hideout, spraying a new mural of Phoenix, rising from shattered chains. Symbolizing her fight, her phone buzzes with a message from Ethan. Got hit. I'm okay, but they're desperate. Be careful. Claire's heart skips, but she replies. You too, Carter. We end this tomorrow. Across town, Ethan stares at a photo of Claire's mural, his voice low. You're a fighter, Spark. Let's finish this. The camera pans to Nathan, meeting Victoria in a shadowy office, his voice cold. She's Spark. We take her down now. The city's lights pulse, the storm breaking. The morning sun bathes the Harper Enterprises tower in gold, but inside, a storm is brewing. Claire Thompson stands before a mirror in her Brooklyn hideout, shedding her oversized glasses and plain cardigan, her paint-stained hoodie, and confident. Stance reveal. Spark, the graffiti artist whose murals have set New York ablaze with hashtag #WhoIsSpark. Today, she'll step out of the shadows. The legacy protocol file has confirmed James Harper's lack of claim to the company, and Margaret. Transfer of 51% of Harper Enterprises to Claire is complete. But James, Susan, and Emily are ready to frame her for the data breach. They're forged while poised to steal the empire. Claire's latest mural, a phoenix rising from shattered chains, unveiled in Times Square, accuses James directly, sparking a media frenzy. At Lumos Tech, her team Sofia Alvarez, Marcus Reed, and Kevin Jung has rerouted the breach trap to James' IP, setting the stage for his downfall. Claire's heart pounds as she prepares for the board meeting that will change everything. The Harper Enterprises boardroom. The air is thick with anticipation. James, in a crisp suit, adjusts his tie, his voice smooth as he addresses the board. Ladies and gentlemen, today we secure Harper Enterprises' future. Margaret's health is failing, but her vision lives on through me. Susan, beside him, smiles tightly, her eyes scanning the room. Emily, scrolling through her phone, mutters, Claire's toast. My video's at 3 million views, knows she's the traitor. Claire, entering quietly, overhears, her face unreadable. The board members, a mix of gray-haired executives, murmur uneasily, their trust in Claire eroded by Emily's campaign. Claire takes her seat, her voice calm but firm. James, you're confident today? Care to share why? James smirks, leaning forward, just doing what's best for the company. Claire, unlike some, the room tenses, but Claire's eyes glinches ready. Across town, Ethan Carter stands in the Carter Enterprises lobby, his face set with determination. The accident, orchestrated by Nathan Brooks and Leela Monroe, has left him shaken but sharper than ever. He's faking amnesia to draw them out, and Tom, his ally at Carter Innovations, has delivered damning evidence. Victoria and Dylan orchestrated the car crash that killed his mother and brother years ago. Ethan meets Victoria in her office, her smile predatory. Ethan, you look pale. She purrs, her fur coat gleaming. That accident must have rattled you. Ethan, his voice weak for show, replies, I don't remember much. Victoria, what happened? She leans closer, her eyes cold. Just a little scare. Darling, stay out of our way, and you'll be fine. Dylan, lounging nearby, smirks. Yeah bro, don't push your luck. Ethan's eyes flicker with rage, but he plays along. I just want answers. Victoria laughs softly. You'll get them when you're ready to behave. Ethan leaves, texting Tom, got enough? Send the evidence to the police. Back at Harper Enterprises, the board meeting escalates. Claire stands, her voice cutting through the murmurs. Before we discuss the future, let's talk about the present. Harper Enterprises has a data breach, millions in client data sold to Nexus Corp. The board gasps, and James' face pales. That's absurd. Claire, he snaps, you're out of line. Claire smiles, pulling out her tablet. Am I? My team at Lumos Tech traced the breach to your private server. James, the room erupts, and Susan's voice rises, shrill. Lies. You're the one who accessed it, Claire. Claire's eyes lock on hers. Funny you'd say that, Susan. We rerouted your trap. The IP points to you. She projects evidence, transactions, all tied to James. The board members lean forward, shocked. Emily, panicking, jumps up. She's faking it. She's just jealous. Claire turns to her, her voice icy. Sit down, Emily. Your TikToks won't save you now. The room freezes as Claire drops her bombshell. I'm not just a manager. I'm the CEO of Lumos Tech and Spark, the artist you've all been tweeting about. She removes her hoodie, revealing paint-stained jeans, her confidence radiant. The board gasps, and James' face twists with fury. You're nothing but a fraud, he shouts, slamming his fist. Claire's smile is razor-sharp. A fraud? Like the forged will you and Susan planned? Or the fact you're not Margaret's biological son? She displays the legacy protocol file, revealing James' adoption papers. The board erupts in chaos, and Susan screams, this is outrageous. She's lying. But Claire's evidence is airtight, and the board demands answers. At Harper Enterprises, Ethan confronts Leela in a crowded rooftop bar, her influencer charm faltering. Ethan, you're confused, she says, her voice trembling. The accident hit was a mistake. I just want us back. Ethan, his amnesia act dropping, leans forward, his voice cold. No, Lila, you and Nathan set me up. I've got the proof. Texts? The car's records? Leela's eyes widen, her phone slipping. Nathan, he made me do it. Ethan's voice is steel. You're done, Leela. The police have everything. Leela's composure cracks, her voice rising. You can't do this. I'm famous. Ethan walks away, texting Tom. Lila's breaking. Nathan's next. Tom replies, cops are moving on Victoria and Dylan. Stay sharp, Claire. Back at the boardroom, faces a final stand. Emily, desperate, pulls up her phone, live streaming. She's lying. Everyone Claire's the traitor. But Claire, unfazed, addresses the camera. You want the truth? James sold your data. Emily helped cover it up. Check my mural in Times Square, it's all there. The livestream chat explodes. Fans turning on Emily as #Spark exposes Harper trends. James lunges toward Claire, but security intervenes, summoned by a board member. Susan, trembling, grabs Emily's arm. We need to go, now. But the board demands their arrest, and police enter, cuffing James and Susan for fraud and data theft. Emily, sobbing, drops her phone, her empire crumbling. Ethan meets Claire outside the tower, his eyes fierce with pride. You did it, Spark, he says, pulling her close. Claire, breathless, grins. We did it, Carter. You got your proof too. Ethan nods, his voice low. Victoria and Dylan are done. Cops have them for the crash. Claire's eyes soften. Then we're free. They share a kiss, the city's chaos fading behind them. Margaret, emerging from her penthouse, joins them, her recovery a miracle. You've made me proud, Claire, she says, her voice strong. The company's yours. Claire grips her hand, tears in her eyes. For you, Margaret. The block closes with Claire and Ethan on a rooftop, the city sprawling below. Claire's phone buzzes a message from Sophia. James is toast. You're trending as Spark. Claire smiles. But a new message, anonymous, chills her. You won this round, but I'm watching. Ethan, sensing her tension, squeezes her hand. We'll face it together. Spark. The camera pans to Times Square. Claire's Phoenix mural, glowing, the city alive with secrets yet to unfold. The New York skyline shimmers under a twilight glow, its lights reflecting the city's relentless pulse. Inside the Harper Enterprises tower, Claire Thompson stands at the helm of a new era. The boardroom, once a battleground, now hums with purpose as she assumes her role as CEO, her paint-stained hands a quiet reminder of Spark, the graffiti artist who brought down James, Susan, and Emily Harper. The hashtag who is Spark hashtag has faded from trending. But Claire's murals continue to inspire protests and debates about corporate accountability. The data breach scandal, pinned squarely on James, has led to his arrest, alongside Susan and Emily. For fraud and data theft across town, Ethan Carter has delivered justice against Victoria and Dylan Langston, their crimes exposed in the murder of his mother and brother. Lila Monroe, unmasked as a fraud, is confined to a psychiatric facility, her influencer empire in ruins. Nathan Brooks, her accomplice, faces charges for his role in the staged accident against Ethan. Yet as Claire and Ethan stand on the cusp of victory, a cryptic message, you won this round, but I'm watching, lingers, a shadow over there. Triumphed out in the boardroom, Claire addresses the Harper Enterprises board, her voice steady, her former disguise of oversized glasses and plain cardigans gone. She wears a tailored blazer, her hazel eyes fierce with determination. Harper Enterprises has lost its way, she begins, her gaze sweeping the room. James betrayed our clients, our values. But we're rebuilding, starting with transparency. No more secrets. The board members, still reeling from the scandal, nod cautiously. One executive, a silver-haired woman named Helen, speaks up. Miss Thompson, your unconventional methods raised eyebrows. Spark, was it? Claire smiles, unapologetic. Spark was a wake-up call. This company answers to its people now, not just its profits. Another board member, a skeptical man named Richard, leans forward. And you think you can lead? You're young, untested. Claire's eyes glint. Tested? I just took down a conspiracy from the inside. Try me. The room murmurs with reluctant respect, and Helen nods. You've got my vote, Claire. Don't make me regret it. Claire's lips curve. I won't. At Lumos Tech's warehouse, Claire's team Sophia Alvarez, Marcus Reed, and Kevin Jong celebrates their victory. Sophia, lounging on a couch, raises a coffee mug. To Spark, the badass who burned James to the ground. Marcus, reviewing legal briefs, chuckles. And to Claire, who's about to run an empire, you sure you're ready? Claire, her paint-stained hoodie back on, grins. Ready? I was born for this, but I'm keeping the spray cans. Kevin, his monitor's now quiet, looks up, his voice, earnest. You changed the game. Claire, that mural in Times Square, it's still trending. People are calling you a hero. Claire shakes her head, her voice soft. Not a hero, just someone who fought back. Sophia nudges her, teasing, and got a hot CEO boyfriend in the process. Spill. How's Ethan? Claire's cheeks flush, but she laughs. He's keeping up. Barely. The team's laughter fills the room. A rare moment of lightness. Across town, Ethan meets his uncle, Robert Carter, at Carter Enterprises headquarters. The older man, grizzled but warm, claps Ethan's shoulder. You did good, kid. Victoria and Dylan, our done cops, have them cold for the crash. Ethan, his leather jacket, a stark contrast to the corporate setting, nods, his voice heavy. It's what Mom and Tommy deserved. Justice. Robert raises an eyebrow. And the company? You're the heir. Ethan shakes his head, his eyes distant. I'm handing it to you, Uncle Rob. Carter Innovations is my fight smaller, leaner. I want a life, not a throne. Robert frowns, but his voice softens. Because of that artist girl. Huh, Claire? Ethan's smile is rare, genuine. She's not just an artist, she's everything. Robert chuckles. Then go get her, kid, but don't let her paint you into a corner. Ethan laughs. Already texting Claire. Dinner tonight. My treat. Claire visits Margaret Harper in her penthouse, the matriarch now recovering from a successful surgery. Margaret, seated in a velvet chair, her shawl replaced by a vibrant scarf, grips Claire's hand. You did it, child, she says, her voice stronger. You saved my legacy. Claire's eyes glisten, her voice soft. Your legacy. This is ours. Margaret, I'm just carrying it forward. Margaret's eyes twinkle. And you'll do it better than I ever could. But tell me, what's next for Spark? Claire hesitates, then smiles. One last mural? Something hopeful. Margaret nods, her voice firm. Good. The world needs hope. And you, Claire, are its spark. Claire squeezes her hand, her resolve deepening. I won't let you down. That evening, Claire and Ethan meet at a rooftop restaurant, the city sprawling below. Ethan, his eyes warm, raises a glass. To us, Spark, we beat the odds. Claire clinks her glass, her voice teasing. To you keeping up, Carter. Not bad for a guy who faked being blind. Ethan laughs, his hand brushing hers. Worth it to meet you. So, what's next? Running an empire's a lot for one person. Claire's eyes soften, her voice earnest. Not alone. I've got you. My team, Margaret. And something else. She pauses, her hand resting on her stomach. Ethan's eyes widen. Claire, are you? She nods, a shy smile breaking through. Twins. Girls. Ethan's face lights up, and he pulls her close. Twins. We're gonna need a bigger loft. Claire laughs, her voice warm, and a lot of paint. The next day, Claire, as Spock, paints her final mural in a Brooklyn park. A crowd gathering. The mural, a vibrant tapestry of hands breaking chains, reaching for stars, symbolizes hope and unity. Sophia, Marcus, and Kevin stand nearby, their faces proud. Sophia nudges Marcus, whispering she's gonna be a mom and a CEO. Damn, Spark is unstoppable. Marcus chuckles. And we're her backup. Poor kids, they're in for it. Kevin, filming the mural, adds, this one's different. It's peaceful. Claire, stepping back, signs Spark one last time, her eyes glistening. A kid in the crowd, holding a spray can, calls out, Spark, you're my hero. Claire kneels, her voice soft. Then make your own art, kid. Change the world. The crowd cheers, phones flashing, but Claire's focus is on Ethan, watching from the sidelines. His smile unwavering. At Harper Enterprises, Claire implements reforms, her voice ringing in the boardroom. We're launching a privacy task force, she declares, her team behind her. No more breaches, no more lies. Helen, the board member, nods. Bold move, Claire. You've got my support. Richard, still skeptical, grumbles, just don't tank the stock. Claire's eyes glint. Watch the numbers climb. Richard, we're rebuilding trust. Outside, Sophia pulls Claire aside, her voice excited. Your reforms are trending. Hashtag Spark Saves Harper is bigger than hashtag Who is Spark. Claire laughs, shaking her head. Let's keep it that way. The block closes with Claire and Ethan on a rooftop, the city's lights twinkling. Claire, her paint-stained hands entwined with Ethan's, speaks softly. We did it, Ethan. A new start. He kisses her forehead, his voice low. For us. For the twins. But that message you got, who's watching? Claire's eyes darken, but her voice is firm. Let them watch. We're ready. The camera pans to her final mural, its stars glowing, but a shadowed figure lingers. Their phone pinging with a reply, she's not done. Neither are we. The city hums, a new chapter dawning. Wow, what a ride. Did Claire and Ethan's epic journey as Spark and the Billionaire CEO keep you on the edge of your seat? What did you think of Legacy of Power? Drop a comment below and let us know. Was it the heart-pounding drama, the sizzling romance, or Spark's bold murals that hooked you? Give the story a rating from 0 to 10 and leave your favorite emoji to show your vibe. If you loved this thrilling tale, hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell to never miss an episode, and share this video with anyone who loves a gripping, emotional story. Let's spread the love for Legacy of Power.